So this was not supposed to be a conversation about AI only, but I am glad that that's what it turned out into. So I think the bottom line is AI is the arc, and just get on board. Tutajipangia huko mbele. You just get on board.
I mean, when you look at softwares like Adobe, they've just launched the other day, AI on Adobe. Like now the things that you can do with Adobe using AI. Yeah, before they thought that was the end of Adobe.
True. Welcome back. Hey, hii safari imekuwa ndefu. Kai. And we're trying to get all his life data in just 2 minutes. How long has this interview been? Have we finished 10 minutes, guys? Kidding, I'm being sarcastic. So, penye tumefika, we have finished, we're almost done with the ADMI chapter and we are looking to the future. Present day, Wilfred started a conversation about AI, and this is going to be an interesting conversation because he seems to me to be, this is a brutal term, but I usually call people AI apologists. And I'm there because I use AI. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and be like, oh, the weather, da, 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 da. I'm not saying the people who are, with social media, I have to give like 100 disclaimers because you don't know who's crying on the other side because I said something, I'm sorry. So I'm not completely anti-AI, but then I don't want it to take the jobs of, real actors. I want to see real actors and real emotions. I want to see these people setting up this heavy gear and actually have jobs and feed their families. But then you're mentioning how that can be like, maybe let's pick up that conversation. Yeah, how that can be like an advantage in the future and things like that.
I would say, just like you have photographers who still shoot on film, there will still be people who are shooting on digital.
Any digital is being talked about as if it's the past.
Yeah, unfortunately. And the next generation of filmmakers might use this now new tool that is AI to make new work.
Yeah.
You can't say that's not creativity, because at the end of the day, this is someone who thought about an idea. This, they came up with their own script, their own, how the scene is going to play out, or, they conceptualized that idea. It's the tool that is different. They just decided to use AI instead of, real sets. Yeah. We are at an intersection because now we're using most of the films now are shot on stage, in a sound stage, and that sound stage is the one that they have like a screen, an LED screen with Unreal Engine, combined with Unreal Engine with real actors. So we are already there, and people have already accepted that virtual production because it saves people cost of traveling to Kenya, unfortunately.
True.
So they can come and take photos of Nairobi and everything, or videos of, and they will just replace them in the background, and you'll see a scene shot, because what is in the background you can't really tell, because again, when you shoot with large formats, you are able to blow out or make the background more out of focus. So you can actually see there's a background that looks like Nairobi, but it's because the attention is on the actor.
Person,
you really don't know that whether you're in Nairobi or not. And with enhanced audio and everything, you think you're in Tomboya Street, but you're not. You're just in a dome. So that world is now happening right now. Now that virtual kind of production is very, very expensive. Because you can imagine all those are LED screens. When will Africa or Kenya be able to jump to that kind of technology? So we have to think about how to use the technology to catch up with the rest. So now you'll be able to, with Unreal Engine, you're able to use just like a normal simple blue screen. You might not be able to set up an elaborate scene, but you can shoot small scenes, and build up towards bigger. But now, even more better, there's now this new AI tools that unfortunately most people don't like, but it's getting pretty good. And the only way to adopt is really learn how to use them to your advantage. So if you're still able to shoot those templates and then enhance them, extend what you're able to shoot with your kind of budget that you have, you're actually able to now create work that matches, you know, anyone else with a bigger budget. So for Africans, and especially for markets where we don't have that kind of budget, we're actually able now to compete toe to toe with these bigger markets, because we have the technology to enable us to compete with the people with the technology and the money to build these domes, LED domes. But because, you know, we can't afford them, we can use AI, you know, combine with real assets and piggyback and, I mean, jump ahead of the curve.
This is amazing.
It will take time to adopt. It will take time for people to accept. But can you imagine, I was, you know, a Gen Alpha trying to tell them about a digital camera. It will sound so awkward and backward for them, because unfortunately,
because you have iPhones.
Exactly. Even for Gen Z, I mean, I was trying to explain to you how film worked.
Exactly.
It was the same thing when digital came. Everyone was saying, no, how can this happen? You know, we can't use digital, we have to shoot on film. But then the producers are like, the producers look at the mathematics and they look at the capabilities and no, we're going to shoot on digital. And however much you resist it, it was still adopted. And now all of a sudden, they made really good digital cameras that almost could compete with film.
This is amazing.
So this means whoever, the people who are training these models, you know, will get to a point where those models are so good that you cannot tell the difference between film, and digital, and AI. And it's insanely getting there very fast.
Oh my God, we're going to get to the negatives of that in a second, because, you know, you have to factor in the possibilities of like deep fakes. Like right now, the common mwananchi can AI I can decide to AI a photo of me and maybe, let's say, the former president. And the people in the village will believe me. You get. I see videos are sent to me. You see the way you find something funny on the internet and then it reminds you of someone and then you send that video. So people keep sending me videos and then I'm like, but this is AI. I don't know why I have an eye and an ear for AI generated content, but the masses don't. So it's going to get to a point where even I can't recognize that. That is
for now. For now, you can tell the difference. I think we're watching this movie, Mr. Bean, new movie, and you know, everyone could say that child doesn't look real on that film. And there's a debate, you know, how believable it is on that scene. The same thing you find, you know, on family WhatsApp groups. Someone shares a video, but you can tell this is there, but you're like, okay, how do I start explaining to you that this is fake or this is a deep fake? But they believe it. You know, once they see it, they believe it. So there are people who will use that technology to the disadvantage. But I believe there's an opportunity to actually brand that content as AI generated, and regulation is going to come following that. Once you create a film or a short film in AI, it will have to have that tag, you know, AI generated. And not too far off. I think people will get to a point where they say, okay, we accept it, but tell us, and I decide whether I want to watch it or not.
It's a bit sad because it's giving the other person power, the other party. So let's take, for example, Elon Musk's company, whichever one of the many he has. What's to say, or let me say Zuckerberg instead, because he's directly into this. What's to say, why should I trust Zuckerberg not to lie to me when he has the ability to lie to me, regardless of the regulations? You know, the law, first of all, applies to the poor. There's that the law is to oppress not to oppress the poor, to protect the rich, and then it's enforced on the poor. And then like, should I just trust in integrity from corporate?
No, no one should trust, because again,
so they will
but with entertainment, sometimes people just want to escape.
Very true.
Yeah,
But then
they
I'm
just-
looking at the social side of things.
Yeah.
So for example, let's say for example Michael Jackson, depending on where you stand on what you think about him, but towards the end of his life, there was a really long campaign about how he cannot be trusted and this and this and this and this about him. Even if he won all his cases and he came up with, the lawyers showed all this evidence, the court of the people had already decided that this is who you are.
Yeah.
Without evidence, people will condemn you. Now imagine if they have an AI image of me saying something.
Well, that will always be there. So it's really on on the prerogative of the
Yeah.
person to really have the conscience to understand that this is wrong, this is the right thing, or this is AI that is meant to disrupt or distort the the image of whatever. It's like Africa. When you talk about Africa, there's this image of Africa, yeah, but it's the media that has shaped that image. So how do you change or that perspective to now more positive and whatever? And we just have to keep going at it and creating the right kind of stuff without being distracted. Eventually we can change that perception.
True.
Yeah.
So true.
Who knows? Maybe Africa might be the last place where you actually see real films made with digital. Yeah?
I love how you're talking about digital as a thing of the
Yeah.
past.
No, I'm conscious
Yes.
that in the next few years or a decade, digital might not be a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll be talking about AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm wondering whether the people.
And all
in the
these
room-
things we've always been talking about, we have so many mythical stories in Africa. They're expensive to make because, they'll probably be made like in animation, animated films. But then again, if we don't have those kind of budgets, how can we actually conceptualize? But then, remember, that art has to still be created by someone. So someone will conceptualize the artwork for that character, and then maybe use the AI tools for that production.
Yeah. I like that. I like on how you're insisting on the fact that AI is not the creative. It does not, but you can use it as a tool to create.
Yeah.
You get so to bring your ideas to life, because it's gotten to a point where people
AI
are
without context is dumb.
extremely. Oh, trust me. Yeah.
Without context is very dumb. So you have to teach it, you have to tell it, this is what I want, this is how I want it, and if it goes off, bring it back. And that's it's a science in terms of trying to understand how to prompt for it to understand. But if you know a bit of the theory, so if you know what you're asking for, if you want a certain movement of a camera, I want a dolly in. A layman might not know it's a dolly in, but when you tell it that language, it actually knows immediately, this is what the person is looking for. So it's now, that's what I'm saying, you have to marry the knowledge with now using this tool to help you speed up the production. And your work will always look better than just any random person. When you see animations of people who don't understand cinematography, they'll just swing around the camera, for animation without really showing like a proper scene or, breaking down the scene into, different shots and stuff. So they'll always hover the camera like almost, the character is there, but or they come and like swing and back and forth because they are missing the how like the way to break down that scene in a way that people also are used to seeing. But when you see someone who understands cinematography create an animation, you can see the camera placement, how they cut, the angles they use, all those things. It's because, of course, they have some of that theory. So at ADMI, we're looking at, in the next 1 year or whatever, trying to teach how students can use the theory they learn and some of this technology to, spring themselves, or jump themselves ahead in terms of production. So they shouldn't look at it like, oh, AI is here now to kill our industry. No, AI is here as an enabler. Yeah.
This is amazing. Yeah, and I think the best way to understand change is to just look back at all transitions. Because I believe that before we had films, before we had screenplays, we had stage plays.
Yeah.
And actors must have thought that film is here
That
to
was
kill,
the end.
Nini, but
Yeah.
it was a whole other beast. And we still have theatre today. But of course, it's not as popular as it was. So this was not supposed to be a conversation about AI only, but I am glad that that's what it turned out into. So I think the bottom line is, AI is the arc, and just get on board. Tutajipangia uko mbele. You just get on board.
I mean, when you look at softwares like Adobe, they've just launched the other day, AI on Adobe. Like now the things that you can do with Adobe
Yes.
using AI.
AI.
Yeah, before they thought that was the end of Adobe.
True.
Yeah, but because they have context and all the historical knowledge, so they're able to train the AI even better with the knowledge or the background knowledge that they have about editing to help editors work faster.
True.
And especially remove the mundane work. So when you click that thing, okay, let's use the AI now.
Very true.
Things that will take you 3 hours, you can do within an hour. And that gives you time to go and socialize with your family.
Yeah, I like that part. I like that part. I like getting time to like actually
because our
be on
industry
a-
is quite involving. So you can be on set 18 hours, you go home, sleep 2 hours, then you are back on set. But what if you're able to do this quicker, have more time to go and spend with your, the people you care about, and have human connections more, because there's something working for you. Right now, there's something, an AI tool in the cloud doing something for me, even as we sit here.
Oh.
And when I go home, I'll just review what is done. So that's where we're at. We're about to a point where we eventually will be able to trust an AI tool to go and create a certain scene or a movie, and I'll go and have a coffee with you. And when I come back, I'll find the whole scene is done.
Wow.
But because I gave it the right prompts and the right context, it's able to exactly reproduce what I was looking for. Maybe I still need to tweak 1 or 2, 3 things, but it will not take me 10 hours.
True. True. And a lot of money. Where?
Yeah.
Guys, Rudi darasa sasa. No, the people
Actually,
behind the camera.
that's what people need to understand. They need to retrain
Yes.
or retool. A lot of the people in the industry will now have to retool to learn how to use these tools. Runway, VO3, Nano Banana, to help them produce or create better work. So it's not to say that like I said, you're not thinking that AI will take the job away from you. You say, okay, there's this tool, just like a better camera or a digital camera that came. Now it's time to learn how to use now this new tool to make yourself even more marketable and create content. And because now the platforms for distributions are everywhere, it's not hard for you to monetize.
There's something we say in my other company that AI will not take your jobs, but people who know how to use AI will take your jobs.
Correct.
Wow.
That's true.
So now how are we equipping ADMI students to be ready for this new change in the market and in the industry?
Yeah. So going forward, I think you'll notice that a lot of our courses will move to hybrid. And hybrid means there will be a lot more online learning, introduction to these new tools, because the more you spend with them, the more you start, understanding these tools better. And then, of course, we'll still hold the traditional boot camps. So if you're shooting a film, you still, do go and shoot this film physically, in a real set. But then you now will have an advantage to use AI to even edit faster, produce your work and output your work faster. But what this allows us is also for ADMI to be able maybe to reduce in terms of the fees.
True.
We are able now to give students discounts, because now they don't have to be in a physical class where we have to buy all this equipment. We'll allow you now to go, instead of paying us that money, buy yourself a laptop, and we'll show you how to use it. Same teachers. You now have your own gadget. You're not depending on us to provide you with a computer. We want you to own yours. So we're actually making even arrangements for students to be able to purchase the equipment through loans with some of our partners. So we want to equip the students more to ownership in terms of the tools they use. So they start interacting more. So instead of thinking that I can only edit my film when I go to school, so we're saying, okay, if that is the hurdle, let's remove that. Let's reduce the fees. Let's allow you to own your gadget. Internet now, like in Nairobi, is almost available everyone. Even like every neighborhood, you will find Wi-Fi bar. Even in Juja, you find there's internet in the house. So use those discounts to equip yourself with Wi-Fi, your laptop, so that when we regroup again hybrid, you have now tools to actually extend that practice in your house, and we'll meet on the hybrid, to play around with the other tools.
This is amazing. The first thing I've taken note of is that Wilfred is calling digital traditional. Guy, we are cooked. We are so cooked. The second thing is we have taken away every hurdle for you. People used to say that, you have to sell a kidney to come to ADMI. Not anymore. You can sell your leg now. So it's more affordable. It's hybrid. It means that we're equipping you for this transition. Like we said, AI, VR, and whatever this technology is going is the arc, and ADMI is the whistleblower. Sisi, we are sindo tunakukaribisha. So please come to us. Why am I begging? Like I said, the wise come to our school. So Wilfred, we are very, very close to the end of this interview. First of all, thank you for your time. This has been amazing. So much value. It's I am sending this interview to everyone I know. By the way, next year, to come back to campus, you have to prove a written thesis of what you learned from this interview. Come out and watch Usomi. So, do you have a parting shot for us?
Well, what I would say is that in terms of the future, where we're headed, the tools might change, but how you use the tools hasn't really changed. You still need to understand some of that knowledge, some of that theory is still critical, because again, we said context is everything. So if you have the right context, you're able to tell these systems how better to serve you. Also, we are working on other platforms to help people distribute their work. So we have a platform that we've been working on for quite a while. Just check out vumicentral.com. And for creators, really, this is their tool where, people will say, after this, where do I go after? So now we're saying, a lot more of you will be bedroom producers. Because you'll be working with a lot on your computer to create work. But then how do you distribute it? So we're just creating even more tools for people to distribute on as well. So the future definitely is bright for a lot of young people. This is, I would say, this is a transition period. COVID has told us. COVID was like, COVID was that shocker, that things could change. But now the reality is now AI is forcing us to retool and to relearn again. And this is actually even more scarier than COVID, because COVID was here for a while and gone. But now AI is here and it's gonna be here for, and it's evolving.
Very true.
It's very fast. Every 3 months, these language models are being, trained with new data. So they're becoming better and better every quarter. Every 3 months or 4 months, there's a new model, and it's getting better and better. So can you imagine in 5 years?
Where?
This is the time to learn. This is the time to start getting on board. You know, like I said, I've been working on these tools or learning these tools for the last 1 year. I can definitely tell you, you know, it's not stopping. Yeah, it's not stopping. The earlier you start learning with them, the better.
Wow. AI is the arc, ADMI is the key. I said whistleblower ni mtiaji. ADMI is the key. So
and also humans evolve. You know, I mean, from this boy who was wearing slippers and dusty and looking confused, you know, to this exposure and being able to train this many and showing people in terms of where the world is headed.
This is amazing. Your story is so inspirational. I hope people on the other side are able to see just how much value you have given us today. You get, like, nakumbuka tumetoka kwa kinyozi jamani. Yes, sasa we're talking about AI in the future. This is amazing. Wilfred, thank you. Thank you so much.
Don't stop learning.
Kwaherini guys, nimeenda kukula.